morning everyone. Today we will start a new chapter, simple interest and compound interest. So a simple interest is a interest in which rate is fixed over the period of time. For example, you are going to take loan from someone, and if he fixed a rate as 10% for 3 years or for 5 years, whatever the time period for which you have borrowed money from him, so the rate is fixed over the time. It is not changed with the time. Such type of interest is called simple interest. And in the just coming video, I'm going to explain few terms such as principal, sum, rate, time, and I'll give you the formula that we will use while solving the first exercise of the chapter. Every one of you need to learn these formulas, because when you learn the formula, only then you are able to solve the questions. So let us move towards the video and solve the exercise questions of exercise first. Yes class, so we are going to start chapter simple interest and compound interest, that is chapter 8 today. Before starting the chapter, let us discuss few terms. Every one of you aware of the term interest. Interest means additional money. When you are going to take loan from bank, then what is the profit of bank in giving you the money? Because bank gives you, suppose he gives you 1 lakh rupee, then in return he will take more than 1 lakh rupees. Okay, his bank is giving you 1 lakh rupees to purchase anything, but in return he will take interest with you, and interest is the additional money that we give other than 1 lakh whatever we borrowed from the bank. So this interest is the income of the bank. Income means he is taking to many customers with whom he is giving loan. That is the source of income to the bank, because it is additional money. So interest is the additional money. The additional money paid by borrower is called interest. When we are going to borrow something, for example, in the same example, if we have taken 1 lakh rupee loan from a bank, then 1 lakh rupee is called interest, is called principal or sum. So money borrowed is called principal or sum. So 1 lakh rupee here will be principal, and the additional money, suppose in return 1 lakh, we have given 10,000 rupees to the bank. Total money we have given 1 lakh 10,000. Then the additional money that we have given to the bank is 10,000, and that is called the interest and denoted by the letter I. Principal is denoted by the letter P. And the total money paid back by borrower is called amount. For example, 1 lakh and 10,000 is the amount that we have given back to bank. Amount is equal to principal plus interest. Amount is always greater than the principal. Then we are having some formulae in the chapter. If P is the principal, R is the rate, and T is the time, then SI means simple interest is P into R into T upon 100. Now the term SI comes. So what is the meaning of SI? SI means simple interest. Means when interest is simple, interest is not changing for the complete period of time. If you are going to take the loan of 1 lakh from the bank for 5 years, and bank has charged the interest at the rate of 10% to you, and this 10% rate is fixed over the complete time, means for the 5 years the 10% interest is fixed. Bank is not changing this interest rate for whole the 5 year, whole the period of time, then such interest is called simple interest. When the interest rate does not change with time, then this kind of interest is called the simple interest. Bank has fixed the rate and he is taking back the loan from you with the same rate. Either the market rises up or lows down, or the rules, new rules from RBI has came, but your rate will be fixed when you have taken the loan. This kind of interest is called simple interest. It is a simple form of interest, but in compound interest it is not simple interest because here rate is not fixed. That we will discuss later when we come towards the next exercise. The first exercise is based only on simple interest, so here we will talk about only simple interest. So the first formula is P into R into T upon 100. Very easy formula. From this formula you can find the value of P, the value of R, the value of T by cross multiplying each term. So if you are going to find the value of P, it will be SI into 100 upon RT. You are going to find the value of R, it will be SI into 100 upon PT, and you are going to find the value of T, it will be SI into 100 upon PR. So let us see. R is equal to this, P is equal to this, and T is equal to this. You have to remember only the one formula, and from that formula you can find the values of others. Now we have a few things that we need to keep in mind. While calculating the time, the starting date is not counted while the end date is counted. Means, for example, you have taken the loan on 2nd June and you have returned it to the 10th July, suppose. So, 2nd June, the date on which you have taken the loan will not be counted, but the day at which you have returned the loan will be counted. So, starting date will not counted, but the end date will be counted. Okay. While calculating the time, you need to remember this, that the start date will never be counted, but the end date is counted. Then for converting time in days into year, if the time is given in days and you need to convert it into year, you need to divide by 365, whether it is normal year or a leap year. So we need to divide it by 365, whether it is a normal year or a leap year. For example, suppose 48 days have been given and you need to convert it into year. So you will divide 48 by 365. No matter that the given year is the leap year or normal year, you will always divide it by 365. So these two things you need to keep in mind while calculating time. Now let us move towards the first exercise, 8A. So this is exercise 8A and we are going to solve question number 1, which is find simple interest and amount on. It is second part of the first question, rupees 6,360 for 6 years and 3 months at 8% per annum. So the rate is this, time is this, and principal is this. So first we will write principal is equal to rupees 6,360. Time is given as 6 years and 3 months. So 6 years is in the year, but the 3 months should be divided by total number of months in a year. How many months in a year are? 12. So it will be divided by 12 and it is converted into year. Now 3 ones are and 3 fours are. So it will be 6 whole 1 upon 4 year. At the last we will convert it into improper fraction. It will be 25 upon 4 year. And the rate is given as 8% per annum. Okay. Now first we will find the simple interest and then we will find the amount. So we put the formula of simple interest as P into R into T upon 100. One by one we will put all the values. 6360 principal, rate is 8, time is 25 upon 4 and 100. Okay. So we will cancel all the things. 25 ones are 25, 4s are 4 ones are 4, 2s are 2 ones are 2, 2s are. Now when you will divide 6360 by 2, you will get 3180. So your simple interest will be rupees 3180. Now they have asked amount also, so we will put another formula. Amount A is equal to principal plus simple interest. Principal is 6360, simple interest is 3180. When you will add it, you will get rupees 9540, and that will be your answer. Okay class, so in this way we will solve the question number 1. Now let us see another question. We will solve part 4 of 1. Principal is given this, rate is given this, and the time is given this. Now the rate is given in mixed fraction, so we will convert it into improper fraction. 6 2 is 12 and 1 13 upon 2, and the time is given in days. So the time in days will be converted into years by dividing it by 365. So it will be converted into years. Okay, and we have remember that I have told you that we always divide by 365 days, no matter whether it is a leap year or not. So when you cancel it, it will comes out to be 15 upon 73 year. Okay, now we will put the formula of simple interest and we'll put the value of each thing. The 13 will come in the numerator and 2 will goes in the denominator, and the same will done in case of time and the 100 here. Then we will cancel it. Whatever is cancelled, it goes with 73 ones and 73 eights, and then 2 ones and 2 fours. When you will multiply and solve it, it will come out to be 780. Now in principal, that is 58400, you will add simple interest and it comes out to be 59180. So that is your answer. Okay, now let us move towards the next question. Now the next question is question number 2. We will solve this type of question. You need to pay very attention while solving this question. So it is given, find the simple interest on 8,600 rupees from 18 October 2006 to 13 March 2007 at 8% per annum. Also find the amount. So it is given 18 October. The time period is given as 18 October 2006 to 13 March 2007. It is given the time 18 October 2006 to 13 March 2007. So first we will find how many days are there from 18 October to 13 March, because it is not given in years or days, it is given in date, in a particular date. And while calculating the days, we need to pay attention whether it is a leap year or not, to count the number of days in February month, not to divide it by 366. To count, just to count how many days are in February, we need to look whether it is a leap year or not. So see, it is 18 March. That loan is taken on 18 March 2006 and return on 13 March 2007. So 18 October will not be counted. From 19 October we will count. 18 will not count, but 13 March will be counted. It is the starting date will not count, but the end date will be count. In 2006 and 2007 both are normal year, not leap year, because leap year is 2004 and then 2008. So 18 October will not count. Total number of days is 31. So we will minus 18 from 31. We will have 13 days in the month of October. Then November completely. November is having 30 days. December is having 31 days. January is having 31 days. Since it is a normal year, so February is having 28 days. And in March, you need to count 13 March. So 13 days will be in March. And date will be counted. So these are the number of days. While adding them all, you will add them all. When you add them all, you will get 146 days. And to convert this 146 days into year, you will need to divide it by 365 and it will be converted into year. Okay, now once it is converted into year, we will apply the formula of simple interest and amount and we get the value. So we need to pay attention only while calculating the time. Then 18 October, 18 will not count it, but 13 March, the end date will be counted. So in March there are 13 days. October is having 31 days. So from 31 you will minus, subtract 18, you will get 13. Okay. And then you will add them and divide by 365 to convert it into year. And then we will apply the formula of simple interest. We'll put all the values here, cancel 0, and then it's your homework to solve it. It will come out to be this, and then we will apply the formula of amount and it comes out to be this. So that will be your answer. Calculation is for homework. You need to calculate by your own. Okay. Now moving towards the next question, which is question number 5. So let us read question number 5 from the book. In how much time will rupees 25,600 amounts to rupees 35,664? They are asking in how much time. They are asking time. This rupees, this is the principal, will amount to this when the rate is, when the money is worth 9 whole 1/4% per annum. Simple interest. Rate is given, amount is given, principal is given, and they are asking time. To calculate time, you need to know the value of simple interest, not amount. You need to know the value of simple interest. So in this particular question, first we will find the simple interest. It will be amount minus principal. So when you subtract these two, you will get the value of simple interest, which will come out to be 10,064. Then you will apply the formula of time, which will be SI into 100 upon P into R. Put the value of all the things, you will get the value of time. So when we put all the values, we got 4 whole 1/4, which will be in years, and 4 is means 4 year, and 1/4 mean 1/4 of year. So quarter of year is 3 months, because there are 12 months in a year. So quarter will be 3 months. So 4 year and 3 months will be your answer. And your homework is question number 6. Okay. So these two questions I have given in homework. One is question number 6 and another is question number 1, part 1. I hope you will solve it. Very easy questions are there. And this is all for today. Have a nice day, everyone.